Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't uploaded in a very long time, but those of you that watch the main gaming channel, which will be linked in the description, will know Battlefield 6 is almost around the corner here. It's crunch time for me, so hasn't been much time for fragrance content, unfortunately. I would love to make videos, every day if I could on this, but no time. However, I figured I would put out this video to encompass my entire summer of fragrance, what I've been doing, what I've been wearing, new discoveries, all that sort of stuff. So of course, if you want to follow fragrance related content, subscribe to the channel. I will be putting out more videos like this for fall, winter, spring, and just videos about fragrance. So if you want to know about niche fragrances, designer, this is the channel for you. So I guess I'll just start off by saying this has been an interesting summer for me with fragrances. I've discovered a lot of stuff. I have worn a lot of stuff that I didn't think I would ever wear. I discovered a lot of things that I thought I disliked and figured out that I didn't dislike it. I just disliked the way a certain fragrance, did it. And then that put that idea in my mind that I didn't like it. So the way I'm wearing fragrance now is I basically have a rotation for every season, and I stick to that rotation. And if I don't like anything, it gets the boot, and it may not get replaced. So all the fragrances in this, rotation that I wore, this is my whole summer rotation, and we'll start off in no particular order with my girlfriend's favorite out of my entire collection, which is, of course, Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. This is my only Louis Vuitton fragrance. I'm not particularly amazed by Louis Vuitton fragrances. They have a very commercial, well-done designer approach, which is totally fine. But Pacific Chill in particular fills a really unique spot in my collection because it just smells like nothing else that I've smelled on the market currently. It's super fresh, it's super fruity in a super unique way. It has this citrusy, fruity, kind of cocktail feel, and I think it was designed after a cocktail, and you can definitely tell it does give you that summer cocktail vibe on a beach or on a balcony somewhere, and it's great. I can see it's my girlfriend's favorite out of my entire collection here. Moving on, we have a fragrance by Les Indemodables, one of my favorite brands. It's called Chypre Azerol. This is not a Chypre. The name is definitely misleading. This is one of the most beautiful orange fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life, though. It's a very unique orange. It's so it has that tarragon note that's sort of herbal in the background with the orange. But the orange note is kind of more like if you took the rind of an orange and you sort of bent it or ripped it and you see the juice spritz out of the rind. It's that type of orange smell. It's very transparent. It's extremely tart. It can be bitter, but it's also airy and transparent and lasts a long time. If you want an orange fragrance that for some reason just lasts a long time, Les Indemodables Chypre Azerol should definitely be on your try list. It is very expensive. I think they run for, God, what does Les Indemodables charge now? 250 euros or 220 euros for 50 ml, so definitely sample. Their Discovery Kit is one of the best on the entire market, so highly recommend that. Next up is a fragrance that I never thought I'd get my hands on, but for whatever reason, Amouage has Sunshine Man back in stock. I don't know for how long though, and I'll explain why. So this, for the longest time, was thought to be discontinued. And then it popped up back on the website, and I contacted Amouage customer service, and I was like, what's up? Like, why is this back on the website? And they told me they found a batch of this in Oman, and that's the only reason why it's back on the website, even though the website shows new packaging, and I actually got new packaging. But if you look at the bottle, the font has the old Amouage font, and the batch code works out to be early 2023. So they're selling 2023 Sunshine Man in 2025 packaging, but maybe only for a limited time. Now onto the fragrance. This is beautiful. This is one of my favorite summer fragrances, and possibly in my top 5 summer fragrances I've ever experienced. It's Lavender Immortelle, and up top it has just the most beautiful orange brandy or orange liqueur note. It is so realistic, and it's so unique. And that's what I love about amouage. Amouage just does things in such a different way, and they always manage to find a way to surprise me. You know, I have, I think, 15 amouage, and they're all completely different from each other, which is really, you know, I love that brand for that. But Sunshine Man gives this super boozy, syrupy, lavender, vanilla sort of thing with, of course, that immortelle in there, giving it some depth and almost like a, not a hay-like feel, but again, it contributes to the syrupy feel if you love immortelle. Amazing fragrance. Possibly one of my favorite from amouage in general. It's so, so good. Next up is a fragrance that I found out about from another YouTuber called Seldomly Often, Daniel, his channel, along with others that are fantastic channels and actually upload videos, unlike myself. They'll all be linked in the description. But Seldomly Often was talking about this, and I think one of his sampling videos on his YouTube channel. This is called Bortnikov Dubai. I think it's one of their latest releases. This is just, I mean, oh my god. This is one of the best summery leaning fruity ouds I have ever smelled. This is unbelievable. Now it's pricey. I want to say I got this for $300 for 50 ml, but it's potent, so this will last you a long time. I put a good dent in it. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a lot for a summery oud fragrance. So the thing that's so amazing about that is it has this transparent fruity feel up top, but the oud note in it is just so well tamed, so well tapered for summer. It's leathery. It has a very slight bit of skank, but the fruits up top really, again, reel that in. It's so awesome. People compare it to Oud Maracuja by Maison Crivelli, but like kind of the Big Daddy version of it, the more improved version of it. I don't know if I agree with the Oud Maracuja comparison necessarily. I think they're two distinctly different fragrances. Next, we have another from Les Indemodables. This is Oranger Sirocco. This is gorgeous. This is a spicy orange blossom. Now, it sounds boring, but what carries Oranger Sirocco is just the sheer quality on display with this particular fragrance. The quality here will just blow you away. I have not smelled any orange blossom that comes even relatively close to this, if I'm being honest with you. It's just the most beautiful rendition of this I've ever put my nose on, and if you love orange blossom, particularly a warmer, sort of almost syrupy, white floral, spicy orange blossom, definitely try Oranger Sirocco. It is phenomenal. Next, we have Amouage Reflection Man. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but perhaps for people coming from my gaming channel to the fragrance channel, I'll yap about this a little bit. This is Amouage's sort of gateway to the brand fragrance for a lot of people. This is, I believe, my first amouage as well. This is a masculine-leaning, woody, almost creamy, soapy jasmine. It's very floral. It's got a little bit of a Middle Eastern tinge to it, with some of the headiness of the florals and perhaps some of the incense that's in here. Again, it has a very soapy, clean, floral feel, but in a very beautiful, airy, ethereal way that doesn't come off too heavy. It's absolutely beautiful. I actually prefer it to Reflection 45, which is, it might be sacrilegion in the fragrance community. Reflection 45, I used to own it. It just, every time I wore it, it burned my skin, dude. I don't know why. No idea, but that's just one fragrance in particular that did that to me, and I didn't like it. So, unfortunate for that one. Next is a guerlain, and we have a couple guerlains in a row here. This is Guerlain Herbes Troublantes. I don't know how true this is, but I heard from my Guerlain counter representative. This might be getting discontinued, which is a shame because this represents a unique offering in their L'Art de la Matière line. This is a very, very clean, almost laundry detergent clean, soapy, green, musky, citrusy fragrance. It comes off like, again, like a laundry detergent, but it's a very high quality laundry detergent. It's very airy. It has a beautiful sillage. This is actually deceptively strong. I have had people mention it hours down the line, and you wouldn't necessarily think that would happen with a fragrance that comes off as so light. But whatever they did with, I think, the musks in the base of this fragrance is just amazing. So that's Herbes Troublants. This is Guerlain, Aqua Allegoria, Mandarin Basilic Harvest. This is, again, orange is my favorite citrus note by far. I mean, you'll see multiple different orange fragrances here. This was, I believe, a limited edition that they did. I'm not sure what year, but it's in the Aqua Allegoria line. It's a sort of a spin-off of Mandarin Basilic. And this is just the most photorealistic orange I've ever smelled. I love Chypre Azerol by Les Indomptables, and I love another orange fragrance that's coming up later in the list. But if you want something that smells like there is an orange in your face, and you're just smelling it, like this fragrance right here is amazing. I don't know how they managed to capture the smell of it. It almost smells like an orange tastes, if that makes any sense. So if you want something that's like that, this is just a beautiful, if you can find it. It still floats around, so I know it's discontinued, but if you're looking for an orange fragrance, you should still be able to find it somewhere. Look on, third-party sellers and all that. This is another Guerlain. This is my cherished bottle of Guerlain Neroli Autre Noir. This is unbelievable. It's just the most gorgeous tea neroli with that beautiful smoked out effect in the base. It's just one of the most beautiful neroli fragrances ever made. When I wear this, people around me love it. I've given samples to friends and they wear it and they love it. This is really a crowd favorite from a lot of people. So, and dude, I cannot emphasize enough the smoke note. I believe Thierry Wasser and Delphine Jelk put in this fragrance to juxtapose against the citruses and the florals is just such a masterstroke. I've never experienced a neroli fragrance quite like that. This is a rare bird, and once I'm done with the video, I'm putting it back in its dark cave where it belongs because it's very old. This is an original bottle of Dior Homme 2005 Silver Stem. As you can see, I believe the Silver Stem bottles ran between the release year of 2005 to 2007. This is one of the most influential fragrances of all time in terms of modern men's designer perfumery. Back when this released, people were like, Iris in a men's fragrance? Like, what are you doing? But I believe it was Olivier Polge, who is now the in-house perfumer for Chanel, son of Jacques Polge, that did this before he went to Chanel. And sometimes people call this a Chanel in Dior clothing, and you can feel that. The cacao and the other herbal sort of spicy notes against that beautiful powdery iris. It's just one of the most beautiful DNAs ever introduced into modern men's perfumery, and I'm so lucky to have an original bottle. That is really a cherished possession. But I've put a noticeable dent in that this summer. That is about, I don't know, probably 5 mils gone. Rip. Anyway, moving on to currently my favorite vetiver. I might get a different vetiver, Meo Fushuni Spirito, but this is Creed Original Vetiver. It's the only Creed that I own. I put a big dent in this. I mean, it used to be all the way up here, but this is the most beautiful, gingery, effervescent, soapy, clean vetiver. It's just gorgeous. I believe they're in new bottles now. I don't really know what Creed is doing with their bottles. In fact, I don't know what Creed is doing in general. I don't know if Creed knows what Creed is doing. But this is just a gorgeous representation of vetiver. It's not earthy or rooty like you find in some vetivers. It definitely has a bunch of citruses at top, and the dry down is just gorgeous. It sits down at this sort of musky, slightly citrusy, just sort of clean man smell, if that makes any sense at all. Now on to the other neroli in my collection. This was a beautiful... I blind bought this because I'm a psycho, but this is Aqua Allegoria Nerolia Vetiver Harvest. Now this is the limited edition of Nerolia Vetiver, which I think there is an eau de toilette and a forte or an eau de parfum, whatever they call. This is the limited edition. This is based off of Nerolia Vetiver with what they say a harvest of orange blossom honey. So think of it as vetiver and neroli dipped in the most beautifully balanced light honey. It's so... I was blown away when I smelled this. Really. It's that good. I could not believe how beautiful this was when I smelled it. I was watching a video from Persiles, and Persiles was talking about how taken he was with this when he first smelled it, and I was like, how much different can it really be? But no, it is quite different. It's a honey you can wear in the heat, which, you wouldn't think you can wear honey, which I'm sure to most people watching this is like a very deep, sticky, resinous note, but they managed to do it in that perfume in such a light, airy, effervescent way. It's so beautiful. And the neroli and the vetiver play a big role as well, obviously. The vetiver shows up in the dry down along. It's like a sweetened vetiver, though, because of the honey. This is the guerlain show today. I'm excited to show this. This is something I'm very lucky to have. This is a 2017 release year bottle of Guerlain Le Frenchy, and I put a big dent in it. That's probably, I don't even know. That's like $500 gone, but now, this is a beautiful fougere. The lavender in here is so good. It's herbal, it's citrusy. It reminds me of Dior Eau Sauvage, the eau de toilette, a little bit, but this is just higher quality to my nose. Or maybe it's blended in a different way. There's just different notes here, but this is so pretty. It just comes off as a put-together summer fragrance. You can wear this anywhere you want to work. This would make a fantastic work fragrance. I think, unfortunately, the L'Art Le Métier version of this is actually discontinued along with Le Frenchy. I think Le Frenchy became Frenchy Lavande, and now they're just completely discontinued. Unfortunate. It was one of the best from that line of Guerlain, for sure. Gorgeous fougere fragrance. Next up is another amouage. This is an older bottle of Amouage Lyric Man. Those of you that know Lyric Man will know that this is limes juxtaposed against soapy, musky, clean rose. It's almost like a soapy bubble bath, people call it, like a rosy bubble bath. And I can totally see that. This is seen as feminine by a lot of people. Some people joke that Lyric Woman, which is of course in the women's line for amouage, is more masculine than Lyric Man. I've never smelled Lyric Woman, so I can't attest to that. But this comes off as clean, but in a floral, soapy, citrusy lime way. It's very pretty. It took me a while to really appreciate this scent. I've noticed some nuances as I've worn it this summer. It gets velvety about an hour in, and my bottle's older. I think it's about, I'm not sure if you can see, but it has the name on the collar there. And then I want to say it's 2016 batch code, so it's almost 10 years old at this point. Next up is, oh my god. First of all, Parfums d'Empire I need to do an entire video on. This is one of the most beautiful orange fragrances on the market right now, bar none. This is Parfum d'Empire Azamor les Orangeurs. Another unbelievable orange fragrance. This is in the same vein, the same realm as the Les Indomptables Chypre Azerol that I mentioned previously. But this is more juicy to my nose. This is more of a juicy, sweeter smelling orange with the same herbal undertone. But it's just done in such an amazing way. It's like you're biting into an orange and you have like some herbs next to you. It's like an orange salad, if that makes any sense. It's really pretty. Love that fragrance. Check out Parfums d'Empire in general. They have an amazing selection of fragrances. One of the best fragrance houses out there, in my opinion. And next is possibly my favorite discovery of the entire summer. This blew me away. This blew my girlfriend and I away when we smelled it. And I've sampled at this point, I dare to guess, over 1,200 fragrances, 1,500 fragrances, I have no idea. There's only been 10 or 15 wows. This is one of those wows. This is Parfum d'Empire Un Bel Amour d'été. This is the most gorgeous, tropical, creamy, heady, floral bouquet you've ever smelled in your life. There's gardenia, ylang ylang, champaka, and there's a spicy, I want to say it's cinnamon or something. There's something spicy juxtaposed against the heady florals, but I mean, this is just an amazing, amazing floral fragrance. I could see some people say this leans feminine. I don't give a shit, to just be perfectly honest with you. That is one of the best smells I've encountered since I started diving into fragrance. It is by far one of the best florals I've ever experienced. It's such a creamy tropical florals, how I describe it. It's amazing. If you love florals, you need to get your nose on Un bel amor d'été by Parfums d'Empire. Amazing. Next up is another one of my favorite discoveries this summer. This is from the house of Meo Fushuni. This is Nota di Viaggio Shukran, which I think is thank you. This is mint tea. This is mint tea. I believe the story of this is he traveled to Morocco and it was something to do with a welcome and they gave him mint tea. This has the most stunning, realistic, beautiful rendition of a mint note I've ever come across in any fragrance. Sometimes mint to me can be a bit of a challenging note because it comes off toothpastey and I'm like, why? But this does it in a... It's like you have a piece of mint in your hand and you're just crushing it, right? And it's juxtaposed against this tobacco, but it's not too heavy. Everything's so perfectly balanced. Everything is just, oh my God. I just don't even know how to describe that fragrance. If you love mint, if you love green fragrances, if you love fragrances that really tell a story, Meo Fushuni Shukran really gives you an idea of walking into someone's home and being welcomed with a beautiful cup of mint tea, and it's just incredible. It's just incredible. That's one of the best mints I've ever experienced. And second to last, but certainly not least, we have a unique amouage from Karine Vinchon-Spenner, who's the perfumer. This is Amouage Lineage. This is a fragrance that I also saw on Seldomly Often's channel. Daniel, thank you for showing me this fragrance. This was my scent of the day today. This is a beautiful rendition of a summery, marine, almost beachy incense. It's not too smoky, it's not too heavy, but it just really does evoke the color of the bottle. You're on that sort of water's edge with this beautiful incense that's perhaps billowing around you. It's creamy, and it just lasts all day. I mean, two sprays of this, I was surprised at the potency. So good. And last is none other than Bon Monsieur from Rogue Perfumery. Rogue Perfumery, if you love classically feminine or classically masculine leaning fragrances such as Chypres or Fougères, or just, hair on your chest sort of stuff, you need to check out Manuel Cross and Rogue Perfumery. Just a beautiful brand. This is a Fougère. This is lavender. This is citrus. This is geranium. It's just a beautiful, classically executed Fougère fragrance. Your grandpa might have worn something like this. Your dad might wear something like this. This is somewhere in the vein of Chanel Platinum Egoiste, Amouage Bracken, Tom Ford Bord de Jour, Le Frenchie, like I showed earlier in this video. Except this, to my nose, is a little greener. The lavender is a little bit more scratchy in here, but in a masculine, sort of well-balanced way, if that makes sense. And then there's some floral touches, and then it dries down to just a nice, like I said with Original Vetiver, sort of a masculine, soapy, clean aura. And this is potent. This is only an eau de toilette, and this lasts quite a long time. So that's my summer in perfume. If I had to give my favorite discoveries of the year, it would be Amouage Sunshine Man. If this is still on the website, I highly, highly recommend trying to get a sample of it before it disappears. I assume it's still discontinued. Maybe it isn't, maybe it is, but from what I heard from Amouage customer service, that might just be going away if the last bottle sold. So sample that, it's amazing. Un bel amor d'été. I mean, I sung this fragrance, massive praises, incredible floral fragrance. Guerlain de Rollier Vetiver Harvest, and I think I'll do, let's see, Meo Fushuni Shukran. Those are my top discoveries of the summer. Really, I love summer fragrances, but I have to be honest, I think I love fall and winter and the deeper, darker, heavier stuff I'm about to wear a little bit more. So I can't wait to do another one of these videos for you guys at the end of fall and winter. I'll do one for each season. If you want to follow more fragrance-related content, if you want individual reviews or more in-depth looks into the brands and the perfumers and one of these individual fragrances, definitely let me know in the comments section. Subscribe if you want to follow any sort of fragrance-related content, and subscribe to the channels that I've linked in the description. I'll link a bunch of people that do fantastic fragrance videos for anyone that wants to learn more about perfumery. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.